sin of omission.
Yes.
I want to talk about the sin of omission for a moment because a lot of times you will hear parents who will say, I raised my children right, okay? But the sin of omission is kind of like this. The scripture tells us how we are to live and how we are to train our children and things of that nature, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you literally have some parents who won't tell their children or give them specific instructions because they want to be their friends.
Yes.
They don't feel that they need to. You might the Most High might instruct you to tell your children not to go to a certain university, things of that nature. And when you don't equip them properly, that's the sin of omission. If you send your children off, let me just give you a good example. You send them off to a college.
Yes.
The scripture already instructed us how you come out from among them and be ye separate. You send them off, they go to a dorm. Next thing you know, your daughter's a goth. The next thing you know, she never used drugs before, but now she's getting high all the time. And then she gets off into these debaucherous situations, right?
Lesbianism and all this crazy stuff.
Getting off into some crazy stuff because of the sin of omission. You didn't tell them that it was wrong. You never told them it was right or okay, but you never told them. The scripture tells us we want to teach our children the law. Our children are supposed to know that they're not supposed to eat this. They're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to treat people this way. There are things that you are supposed to teach them, right?
Yes.
And so the sin of omission have black people thinking that all I got to do is tell them the right things to do.
Yes.
But you also have to tell them the things not to do as well.
That's right.
Okay? It's not just about raise up and be a good person, because right now the world is calling good evil and evil good.
Yes.
So if you don't show them what is a transgression, if you don't tell your daughters you ain't supposed to be liking no girl, if you don't tell your son that you ain't supposed to be sweet on no dude, if you don't tell them these things, the world is going to tell them, you love who you love. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
You can't help who you love. If you don't instruct them on what is good and what is evil, I call that the sin of omission.
Yeah.
And this is why many children are out here writing Dear Oprah letters.
Yes.
Because they felt like the way of righteousness was just too much for them to handle. Yeah. But then when sin get to kicking them in the behind, they want to run back to mommy and daddy. And say, I should have listened.
I should have listened.
Or you should have told me. Or you never told me. You see?
Wow.